Okay guys, welcome to another They Did What, and this week we are looking at classic software house Gremlin Graphics. Now Gremlin have been around a long time. They started out, I don't quite know when it was, probably 1985, 1986, maybe slightly before that actually, producing games for all the popular 8-bit computers including the C64, Amstrad, Spectrum. They came up with some big kind of franchises like Thing in a Spring, Monty Mole, etc. After the 8-bits were kind of phased out and the 16-bits came in, they then went on to produce games for the 16-bits as well. And then after they disappeared, the 32-bits like the PlayStation and the Sega Saturn came out, and in fact even the PC as well, and I know Gremlin Graphics started to make games for that, stuff like Actua Soccer and whatnot. So anyway, listen, this video actually was going to be including the 8-bit and 16-bit games in this video, and it was going to be almost over 2 hours long, so I thought that's way too long. So what I thought we'd do is do one concentrating on the 8-bit games, and then do a follow-up, do a part 2 which is going to look at the 16-bit games. So this one is primarily going to be the 8-bit games on the 8-bit computers. So anyway, I will shut up and let you enjoy this, and we shall be back shortly. Right, okay, to kick things off guys, we are looking at Auf Wiedersehen Monty. Now this is on the C64. Now there was quite a considerable number of Monty games. I think the very first one being Monty Mole. Then there was obviously the Supreme Monty on the Run, but there was various ones. I'm not quite sure where this one came in. I think it might have been one of the last ones. when it was all sort of platform based, and being the C64 it had a really nice soundtrack. I'm not quite sure where I'm supposed to go here. I guess I'm having to collect these things, whatever they are. EC, what does that stand for? Who knows? I always thought this one was very similar to Monty on the Run. It was kind of just like a remix almost, using similar sprites and that kind of stuff as well. I don't know how to get up there. I like these games, you'll notice they just kind of use random sprites. I mean, is that a dog's head or something? I think it is. I think we've got to blame Manic Miner for that, for putting random sprites into games. But, you know, it was good fun. I never really played this back in the day, I must admit. But I think this did review fairly well in Zap. That's Auf Wiedersehen, Monty. And that's in the C64. Right, this one, Avenger. Again, this is in the C64. You play the part of a ninja. Kinda similar to, it's kinda got a feel of Gauntlet, and also, what was that game by Firebird? Oh, begins with E, Druid. Kinda feels a bit like Druid as well. Really nice colour in this game, but I could never quite get on with it for whatever reason. But nice bright graphics, albeit slightly blocky. I've got no idea what the aim of this game is. Well, there's obviously keys you got to try and pick up. And is that a door? Ah, there we go. Okay, I can now get in there and avoid the spikes if I can. I'm not quite sure what the relevance of all these sort of faces at the bottom of the screen are. I don't know what these mean. And most of these games that we're looking at today, they did appear on all sort of 8-bit systems. Well, I say all, I mean the Amstrad, Spectrum and C64. I don't think there was that many games that appeared on sort of BBC or any of these machines. Right, this one, Bounder. You play the part of a tennis ball, and the idea being you've got to try and navigate across a sort of scrolling landscape. Highly original and also highly difficult. I could never quite get on. I always wanted to really like this game, but I just found it too difficult. Basically, when the ball bounces up, you've got to move. So time is of the essence. And there's certain bits of landscape like that. Sort of, I don't know if that's mud or a mountain. I'm not too sure what it is, but you basically can't go over that. So you've got to try and navigate around it. Now you see there's different icons which you can pick up. You got a question mark, there you go, you get an extra life. Got to avoid the baddies. Now that there, I think, yeah, that arrow gives you a really big boost. It kind of pushes up a lot higher, so you've got to try and use that to jump across the big gaps. And then you get a wee bonus round, you got to try and, yeah, you can see there, jump, you've only got sort of a certain number of jumps, and you've got to try and get to all the question marks. Job done. So that is Bounder, and again that was on the C64, that one. Right, this one here, Butcher Hill. I think, was that based on a film? I think it might have been. Never ever played it at all. This is a Spectrum one. But it is some sort of war game, you know, kind of similar to, I don't know if is it set in Vietnam or something. I really don't know much about it at all. But I think it was based on a film. Right, so it appears that you're controlling a boat, I think that is. Yep, I would imagine it is. It kind of feels a bit more like pole position. And you'll notice a complete lack of any sound in this one as well. I don't know why they did that. I mean, I know the Spectrum didn't have the greatest sound in the world, but some sound effects at least would have been nice rather than sitting in complete silence. So I'm assuming I've got to avoid these rushes or something. I don't know what they are. Mines? I'm not sure. A wee bit of sound when it going to miss. And I'm not quite sure what the relevance of the aeroplane at the top is either. I'm not sure. But I think this was one of these, but you saw it there at the start. It's like a multi-load game, so there were different kind of parts to the game. So anyway, that is Butcher Hill. Now this is Death Wish 3, and this is on the Amstrad. I've got to say, I've never ever played this game before, but by Christ, it is gory. I'm really surprised that this game got a release. I mean, I'd be very surprised if there wasn't a lot of bit of outrage at this game. I mean, look at how, for an 8-bit game, it is pretty gory. You've never really got blood like that in games. It was based on a film. You're essentially trying to eradicate all the sort of drug lords. Is it in New York? I'm not quite sure where it is. I'm guessing it is New York. But yeah, it's pretty gory, and you can see there's some woman showing her arse to me as well. I mean, it's pretty risky stuff for an 8-bit game that was primarily going to get played by kids. It's got to probably rank up, I would probably say it's about the most gory 8-bit game I've ever seen before. Now there is some sort of map at the bottom. I'm not quite sure what the relevance of that is. You can see little red dots flashing as well. Don't know, no idea. If you want to know the instructions for the game, go and Google it. He appears to be stealing a body. I'm not sure what's happening. Not bad graphics, got to say though. It's quite good. So that's Death Wish 3. Quite a risky game. Right, Deflector. This is on the Spectrum. Right, so I think, again, this is the first time I've ever played this one. I think the idea of this game is to, well, there's a step for a hint in the name Deflector. You've got to line up these sort of mirrors, I'm guessing, and try and deflect the laser to, what is it? I'm not quite sure. Right, so it doesn't seem to go through the walls at all. Right, it appears to overload when you bash off that wall. So I need to try something different. Now you move the sort of that square, the kind of cursor thing, over the lasers, and then you can turn them by holding the fire button in. Alright, you appear to destroy these things. Ah, bollocks. Mine alert. Okay, that's one life gone. I actually quite like this. I've heard of the game, never ever played it before. But I think this would be the kind of game I'd probably play. Is that good, destroying these things? Alright, okay, I've got some sort of score, so I'm guessing destroying these little things are good. As good, I should say. Yeah, what I need to do is figure out what am I actually trying to deflect the laser onto. Is it to try and destroy all these things? Okay, there's one down there, so I can now point up there. Right, okay. But I don't know how you can... You'll see the wee 4 squares on the left hand side. I don't know how you get in there, because when you deflect against that wall it seems to overheat. So yeah, it's probably worth reading the instructions for this one, but that's quite a nice wee game actually. I think I'll definitely play that one again. That is Deflector, it says, and that is on the Spectrum. Right, this was one of many sort of football games that Gremlin seemed to like releasing. Footballer of the Year now again. I've heard of the game, but I've never ever played it. I don't even know if it's a graphical game or is it a sort of Football Manager style game. I don't know, we'll soon find out. Right, okay, starting division, let's go for Division 1. Correct, yep, okay. Right, whatever, let's go for Manchester United. Move cursor with the team you wish to select national squad. We'll go for Scotland. Right, so it looks to be a sort of stats based type game. Transfer cards can be purchased at the following prices. Ah, so is it more a kind of board game? Like a kind of board video game almost. Right, we're going to get some action. Alright, your 10 gold cards in credit. Do you wish to add a gold card to any of the forthcoming games? Right, I've got no idea what I'm doing here. Right, yeah, let's go. Alright, okay, now we're getting some action. Right, okay, it looks like I've just scored a penalty. I'm not quite sure what's happening here. You've been tackled. Press any key to continue. Right, I've scored again, so am I winning 2-0? I don't know, it doesn't even show the score. You've been tackled. Oh, another penalty. Yeah, I've got no idea what I'm doing here. Oh, there's a little printer that used to print off the results on a Saturday afternoon, usually on Grandstand. And that's how we got the football results back in the 80s. We had this little printer thing. So that's Footballer of the Year. There was a sequel that came out later on, but I'm not going to bother showing you that one. Right, Future Night, this is on the Amstrad. Well, it does look more like a C64 game with a nice expanded sprites. Can I go that way? Can I get up there? Yep, I can. The aim of this game, I have no idea. I've got to say, it's actually quite arcadey looking. You've got a bit that says weapon item. I'm really not too sure. But again, this game came out on the C64 and the Spectrum. So this is the Amstrad one we're looking at. It's all a bit repetitive, all kind of similar looking graphics. Oh, what's that big red thing? Oh, exit. Can we get to the exit? Let's hot foot it to the exit. Come on, can we go in here? No. Oh, my high score seems to be plummeting down for some strange reason. Right, I've got no idea. Anyway, that's Future Night. Not a bad wee game, although it would probably help if you actually knew what you're doing. Right, this game here, Hostile All-Terrain Encounter, better known as Hate. Now, if you can't tell already, this is a Spectrum one. and I actually quite like this. It kind of feels similar to Zaxxon, a classic Sega shoot 'em up. You know, same sort of isometric viewpoint. Really nice graphics, and the scrolling's actually pretty good as well, I've got to say. I'm not quite sure the wee thing that I'm dragging behind me is. I seem to pick that up. I don't know what that actually does. But the Spectrum really excelled at games like this. You know, the sort of isometric 3D, really nice. And there's another one of these wee things which I've picked up. Oh, there's another one. Oh, there's another two. Can I pick them up? Oh, I certainly can. It doesn't appear to increase my firepower at all. Oh, there's a fourth one. Let's get that as well. Maybe that's to try to rescue these things or something. I don't really know. But anyway, that's Hate, or Hostile All-Terrain Encounter. That's quite nice. Right, this is Impossible. Again, obviously sort of following on from the Monty Mole series of games. I don't know when this one came out, but I'm not overly keen on the graphics. They've completely changed the look of it. They've tried to kind of make Monty Mole a bit more kind of cutesy to appeal, no doubt, to the sort of console side of the market. I'm guessing that's bad. Is that some sort of acid or something? I'm not really sure. Right, the bombs don't seem to do anything. There's a wee guy at the bottom walking about with a little gas torch. Let's see if we can go down and pick that thing up. I assume he's a baddie. Oh, I don't have any bombs left. Let's kill him. Alright, that'll be game over then. Yeah, that was Impossible, and that was in the Spectrum. Right, Jack the Nipper. This is on Amstrad. This is the first of 2 Jack the Nipper games. Now the idea of this game is you have got to try and be naughty. You see there at the bottom there's a thing called the naughty-o-meter. Now I'm guessing your life is dictated by the rash meter at the top. Again, I saw this game back in the day, but I had really no interest in playing it. But I think this game did review fairly well. So I'm not quite sure what you actually do. Oh, my rash is going up. How do you be naughty? What do you actually do? Bouncing in the bed possibly? No, I don't know. Right, my rash meter's going up, but my naughty meter's not going up. Or if it is, it's hard to tell if it is. Right, again, really not too sure. Oh, looks like I've just lost a life. Right, what did I do to get to be naughty? It's not like I can smash anything at all, can I? Pressing fire button seems to do absolutely nothing, but it makes you jump. Right, I'm not too sure, but anyway, that's Jack the Nipper. That was the first one, and this is the second one. Jack the Nipper in Coconut Capers. Yeah, this is in the Spectrum. He says we're stereotyping people. A native with a bone through his nose. It was the 80s, right enough. They got away with that back then. Oh, was that bad? Avoid the arrow. And again, you've got the naughty-o-meter. Now I know some people are probably thinking, well, you don't seem to have a clue how to play any of these games, why don't you read the instructions? But I'll be honest, when you're making a video that's, when you're featuring as many games as I'm trying to feature, I've simply not got time to read the instructions. That's not how I operate. If you want to see playthroughs of these games, go and check out another YouTube channel, because I just basically fire it up and play it. Oh, I appear to have killed was that a parrot or something? And this is one of these games that's got that very, very overused Spectrum sound effect. Oops, not a good idea to bang your head off. Oops, I've just done it again. Don't bang your head on the spikes. Aye, anyway, that's Jack the Nipper 2, and that is on the Spectrum, that one. Right, this is Crackout. This was Gremlin's attempt at a breakout game. Now, I did play this a lot back in the day. I actually preferred this to the Arkanoid that came out in the Commodore 64 for one simple reason: it was playable, whereas Arkanoid was just too damn difficult. The only one thing I didn't like about this game, although I can see why they did it, was they've turned the game horizontally rather than up and down. But what it does give you, it gives you kind of a bigger playing area. It gives you more sort of time to react. And the graphics and the sound effects in this game are really nice. I guess if you could be bothered, you could actually have turned your TV on its side, so you would be actually playing it up and down. But it didn't take long to get used to this kind of viewpoint. But it's typical Arkanoid fare. You got to clear the blocks, avoid the baddies, pick up power-ups, and then move on to the next level. Ah, balls. Quite literally. But yeah, it's good fun. Again, that game was released on the Spectrum and Amstrad as well. Right, this game is called Mask. Now, I was too old to get into this game. I mean, this was based on a sort of cartoon. I don't know anything about the cartoon. Was it kind of similar to like He-Man? I don't really know, but I said this game was based on the cartoon. It actually seems to play quite similar to sort of shoot 'em up. You control, is that a spaceship? Is it a car? I really don't know. Is it some kind of transformer thing that you're controlling? And this is the Amstrad one we're looking at. Right, so it appears you've got to try and pick up some thing. I don't know what it is you're picking up, that little blue thing. Can we fuel up or something? I think it's, you tend to, maybe it's just me, but you tend to forget that we're looking at a game that came out in the sort of mid-80s, and you know, games weren't that advanced, so there's probably no such thing as refueling. You know, talking about a game that was probably in something like 30k memory. So anyway, that is Mask, and that is on the Amstrad. Talking of which, this is Masters of the Universe, based on, was there a comic of this? I think there was, and then obviously there was a TV programme. But again, I was 18 years old when this came out, so I had absolutely no interest in a game like this. Right, I assume you're playing the part of Dolph Lundgren, who played the part in the film of the same name. And what you're trying to do here, again, I'm not quite sure. I think the main baddie in this game was a guy, was it... Oh, what was he called? Skull somebody. I can't remember. He was a skeleton. Skeletor I think it was, yeah. Right, meet me at the scrapyard. Where is the scrapyard? Right, it's quite a repetitive game, this one. I mean, it seems to be you walk into a new screen and you get 4 baddies around you which you have to kill or run away from, and then you get to another screen and another 4 appear. And it looks like I'm in some sort of graveyard. I'm looking for the scrapyard, I think it said. I think this would be a game you'd really have to map because all the screens look very, very similar. I was never a fan of these kind of games. I just felt they're boring, you know. There's really no, well, I wouldn't say there's no skill involved, but I preferred my action a bit more fast paced and wandering around blindly in a maze. So anyway, that was Masters of the Universe. Right, this is Monty Mole, and you can see there it was written by Tony Crowder in 1984. And this game came out obviously 1984, just when the miners' strike, there was a big massive miners' strike in Britain, and this game was kind of tipping its hat to the miners' strike. I'm not quite sure whose side it was actually on, whether it was on the government side or the miners, no idea. I'm assuming the fact that you're playing a part of a mole with a helmet on, you're trying to mine coal or something. I'm not quite sure. Blimey, that's game over. Let's go for one more go. Right, I seem to have released the miner at the top. Right, okay, no idea what happened there. Anyway, that's Monty Mole, that was on the C64. Sticking with the Monty theme, this is Monty's Innocent. What? Looks like I'm playing the part of, is that a dragon or something? Or is that a giant rat? HM Prison, right, where'd I go? I don't know what's happening there. Right, can it? Oh. Right, okay, it looks like a blade of grass actually stops you moving. Ah, come on, get away from there. Right, okay, you've failed your attempt to rescue your old friend Monty. Right, so okay, you're playing the part of a rat and you've got to try and rescue Monty. Let's try and climb the rope and scale the wall. Oh, there we go, over the barbed wire wall. Oh, bollocks. Avoid the prison guard if you can. I don't know what order these games came out. I'm sure Monty is Innocent was one of the latter sort of games to come out. I've got to say, it's no really, graphically wise, it's pretty poor compared to other ones. Gun. Potion key gun. I don't know. Oh, right, I appear to be in a graveyard with zombies, or is that Frankenstein's monster? I don't know, and I don't really care. That's Monty's Innocent, not the greatest one. Right, if you want to play a good Monty game, look no further than this. This is Monty on the Run. And this is the C64 one. This has got probably the best bit of Sid music ever, written by Rob Hubbard, and that is a good enough reason to play this game. This is a good game. I really like this. I mean, this is a C64 one, but it looks like a Spectrum game, but it's huge fun. So you're trying to collect, is it 5p pieces or something? And I think you can pick up other things as well. Right, now, a word of warning that you can see the dynamite at the top left. If you pick that up, you die. So don't touch that. There's a wee C5, which was created by Mr. Clive Clinkler? Clive Sinclair. Ah dear. It's been a long day. But if you like your platform fare, then this is a fantastic game. But like I say, for the C64 one alone, the music is worth it. Fantastic. I mean, the track to this game lasts something like 5-10 minutes. Just awesome. To me, that is one of Gremlin Graphics' bestest games ever. Right, this is Potty Pigeon. This is quite an early game from Gremlin. This was again programmed by Tony Crowther. He had his very, very distinct kind of graphical style. I wasn't overly impressed with the graphical style. It looks very, very messy. Yeah, what he's doing there, he's got some parallax scrolling going on, but he seems to favour the big expanded sprites, as you can see there with the cars. I don't know what the idea of this game is. I'm guessing you press a fire when you're actually doing a big shite, so I'm guessing you're going to try and drop jobbies on top of cars or something. Oh, I just seem to get some. Oh, right, I'm getting points for dropping shit on top of cars. Yeah, I mean, that seems to be the. Yep, you're getting 20 points every time you destroy a car with jobbies. It's all a bit of a mess, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm a big fan of Tony Crowther, but this isn't one of his better games. Anyway, that was Potty Pigeon. Right, this is the sequel to Bounder called Rebounder. Now, rather than moving up and down the screen, probably quite wisely they've decided to go side on, which it basically means you can see more of the screen. And they've just made the graphics look that bit nicer. Again, you need to try and avoid falling down the gaps. Really, really nicely produced, this game. I don't know what these things do. Right, I'm guessing these are bandies which you need to try and avoid. Oops, bugger off. Alright, hang on, what's this? Welcome to the pump station. Waggle joy pole to pump a ball. No, if I just release these bandies, I'm not quite sure. I don't know what these things I'm picking up do, these different letters. Ah, bollocks, so I can actually shoot. Never realised that. Maybe it does pay to actually read the instructions. Oh, blimey. God, it's like a shoot 'em up here. This is very, very impressive, this game. Really, really nice. Anyway, listen, I've played this one long enough. That is a rebounder. And that is the C64 one. Right, this game appeared to only be released on Spectrum. It's called Sam Stoat Safe Breaker. Right, you play the part of a stoat, I'm guessing. Is that a big piley poo? I think it is. Bloodometer. What on earth? Right, so presumably I'm trying to break into some sort of safe, which is where. Right, it looks to me it's just got a complete random selection of sprites. Looks like Santa Claus on a jumping stick. There's a coiled spring. There's a happy bomb. There's two Charlie Chaplin type men. Very odd, and my blood meter's going down as well, so I've got no idea what's actually happening here. Okay, has it crashed? I think it's crashed. Anyway, yeah, that was Sam Stoat Safe Breaker. Avoid at all costs. Right, this is Samurai Trilogy. Now, believe it or not, even to get to this bit you're seeing now took about 5 minutes of loading in various options. Right, so you've got to pick strategy. Let's go for good speed. Select your training. Well, none of them mean anything to me. Tamashiwari. Let's go for that one. How do we pick it? Come on, pick. Pressing fire button doesn't do anything. Have I got to pick more than one? Select your training, running. Right, I don't know what's going on here. Attack tactics. Allocate 5 points. Oh bloody hell, what a faff. I thought it was just a fighting game. I didn't realise it's got more like bloody Football Manager. At last. After all that. Right, now I think I'm playing the guy with the red jacket on, but you wouldn't really know. You've got to wonder, did all these options really make any difference to the fighting part? Possibly it does, I don't know. But I would have personally preferred us to jump straight in with the fighting rather than all the nonsense. Right, I've got absolutely no idea if I'm actually inflicting any damage. I can see what I'm guessing is a sort of health meter is moving. So I'm guessing it must be. I think I prefer sound effects than music, to be honest with you. Oh, am I going to die, or is that the computer's going to die? Come on, is it going to end? I don't know, I'm absolutely confused. Yeah, anyway, that's Samurai Trilogy, and that was the C64 one. Do we want to play again? No, thank you. Right, this is Super Sleuth, and this is a Spectrum one. Now, I think you play the part of a security guard of some sort. Warnings. Hey man, ducks in the shop ground floor. Right, so how do you get into the shop? Can we go in here? No, or is that a shop window? Let's try around here. Right, can you get in there? It appears when you touch anything else your energy goes down. Right, there's a lift. I appear to be inside the shop. How do I hail the lift? Can I pick up anything? Is the lift coming? I don't know. Ah, here we go. Right, I'm inside the lift. Oh, what's going on? I'm just... Right, okay, the door's closed. Right, I want to go to the first floor. Ah, we have movement. Right, okay, I appear to be in the first floor, I think. So I'm looking for ducks. Can I throw a ball? Can I pick up? Spacebar? No. Right, I'm assuming it's one of these games you get to pick up something and then take it somewhere and then pick up something else and take that somewhere. A game which I could never be bothered with. But anyway, that's Super Sleuth. That's a Spectrum. Right, this is another Tony Crowder game. This is on the C64 again. This is Suicide Express. Now the standout thing for me with this game was the music. I loved the music in this. Yeah, I think that is based on some Jean-Michel Jarre music. Is it Equinox? Or is it Oxygen? I can't remember exactly. I should really know because I'm a big Jean-Michel Jarre fan. But now this game, Tony Crowder brought out a game called Loco, which was basically the same game as this, albeit different graphics. Then he brought out another one called Black Thunder, which was, if you actually look at this game and Black Thunder side by side, they're almost identical. He uses the same graphics, so it was a wee bit cheeky. Basically just rehashing the game using the same graphics and trying to sell it as a brand new game. It's not the most fun game to play, to be honest, but the music's great in this, so that's Suicide Express. Right, Thing in a Spring. Again, it's I did play it a wee bit back in the day, but I always found it very frustrating. It's a game that probably got better reviews than it deserves in my opinion, and that was down to the music. This was one of the first sort of Rob Hubbard theme tracks, and I remember Zap Magazine just going absolutely mental for it. And the music is awesome. Why can't I go up there? Surely just walking into that should lift you up. Right, I've got no idea why I can't get up there. I was never keen on it because I always felt the baddies in this game were just way too random. They just constantly appeared. Come on. Can you control similarly to what's that game? No, Attic Attack, Underworld by Ultimate, where you just basically bounce about with no real control. So anyway, yeah, I give up with this one. That is Thing in a Spring, and that is a C64 one. Now this is Thing Bounces Back, which is a sequel to Thing in a Spring. Ah, now I remember having a shot of this recently. I've got absolutely no idea what I'm doing here. It just seems to bounce about on its own. You don't seem to be able to actually control what direction it takes. Oddly, my score's gone up, so I've got no idea how that works. Come on. This is not my idea of fun. Ah, right, okay, I've got through here. Ah, wait a minute, I saw a wee kinny door thing at the bottom there. Have I got to go in one of these, possibly? Ah, right, okay, I am now in a level. Right, okay. Bloody hell. I mean, technically, it's very impressive, but I've got absolutely no idea what I'm doing. It's just everything's happening way too fast. Come on, what's going on here? Am I cutting some... Oh, I don't know what's going on. Well, I appear to be controlling it, but... Right, so it seems if you go through one of these Hoover things, you've got to make sure you jump to the side or else you just keep falling down infinitely. Right, this game's getting on my nerves. I've kind of improved the graphics. Technically it's really nice, but I think I've just about had enough of this. Yep, that was Thing Bounces Back. Now this is Trailblazer, written by Sean Sutherland, who wrote, what did he write? He wrote Olympic Skier in C64, and he also did Kickstart, which is a mightily fine game. Now the idea of this game is to basically get to the end of the course as quickly as possible. Now you do that by pressing the joystick upwards and obviously controlling it left and right. Now you've got a certain amount of bounces, so if you press the fire button you bounce. You've got to avoid the black gaps, else you fall to your death like so. Now certain squares... Oh, game over. Certain squares do certain things. Let's have another go. Now, apologies for cutting the top of the screen off, I don't know what happened there. Right, now you can change what tracks you're on. You can see that I've got A, C and D. Let's just stick with this one. Now what I liked about this game is you can actually have two people playing at the same time, which is great. So blue, I think, red slows you up, green makes you go quicker, purple stops you dead. I don't know what blue does. Ah, blue makes you bounce. Right, okay, so what you've got to try and do is hit the blue ones to get over the gaps. But I did play this quite a lot back in the day. Obviously my skills are very rusty, but this is worth persevering with. It's a really good game, especially with two players. Ah, white does some kind of warp thing. It kind of feels a wee bit like Metrocross, but with the screen turned round. You're basically trying to hit certain squares and get to the end of the course as quickly as possible. But it was quite nice, technically quite impressive for the C64. I think it came out in the Spectrum and Amstrad as well, although I'm not too sure. So anyway, that's Trailblazer, that's definitely worth checking out. Right, now Gremlin seem to have a thing for sort of martial art games. This is Way of the Tiger, and this is the Amstrad one. It's very, very orange. Right, now, okay, let's, I can punch kick. So it seems you've got a few different moves at your disposal. Oh, no, that's just a statue. Alright, come on, are we actually going to get to do something? Animation's quite nice, it's got some nice kind of... Oh, here we go. Some nice parallax scrolling as well. You need to try and actually kick in the direction of your enemy, Alan, rather than kicking behind you all the time. I'm just trying to see, is there some sort of... right, if you look at the wee pie sign at the bottom, I think that's energy. I think, I'm not too sure. Right, I appear to be dead. Or is that him? No, I appear to have won there. I didn't actually know what one I was controlling there. Oh, some kind of gremlin thing with a large sword. It's all a bit kind of slow motion. Again, this was out in the Spectrum and the C64. I don't know if these versions were any better. I mean, bloody hell, it's turned into some blanket, a flying blanket, or is it a ghost or something? I don't know. Anyway, that's Where the Tiger. Right, to finish things off, this is West Bank, and this is the Amstrad one. Now there was a game called Gunfight, I think it was, in the arcades. Now the idea of this game is you've got 3 doors, and you've got to shoot the baddies, and these guys with top hats, you can shoot the hats and then reveal the money. But what you don't want to do is shoot the good guy. So there's a bad guy, bad guy, bad guy. Now I think if you shoot a good guy, you'll lose a life. Ah, damn it, I just shot a good guy. Actually quite a fun game. Very, very simple, but it requires good reactions. Don't shoot, oh, don't shoot. Yep. I'm assuming it's going to get faster and faster as well. Ah, balls. You don't shoot the bombs, that's never a good thing. I'm not quite sure when the actual level ends. Ah, wait a minute, have you got... Ah, bollocks, the good guy was replaced with the bad guy. I think you might have... Yep, you've got 8 doors, so I think what you need to try and do is move along to the next batch, not quite sure. But anyway, listen guys, we're coming up to the end of this first half of They Did What for Gremlin Graphics. Like I says, I never actually realised just how many games they made, and to put all these games in one video, it would have ran for something like 16.5 hours, which is more than enough for anybody. So there will be a part 2 of this, which is going to feature the 16-bit games. So that shall be probably coming out in about a week's time. So anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed watching it. If there's a company you want to see featured in this feature, just put your comments below and I shall certainly do my best to do it. So as usual guys, thank you very, very much for watching.